to the newest fashion trends, here is where you get all the tea or juice when it comes to entertainment, and you get it served on time. All that and so much more on Grapevine every single Monday from 10 p.m. and a rerun every Tuesday from 2 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1. Remember, if you did not see it on Grapevine, then it most probably never happened.
Good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching this live broadcast from, and thank you so much for choosing KBC Channel 1 to inform you this Monday afternoon. Plenty of stories shaping the news in general news as well as sports. This is Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen Arange. Lensa Odingo is our sign language interpreter. Residents of Makongeni Estate in Homa Bay County have raised concern over an ongoing water shortage at Makongeni Level 4 Hospital, warning that the crisis is endangering the lives of patients and affecting healthcare service delivery. Speaking at a public baraza in Homa Bay Town, community leader Eric Odhiambo Ogweno led residents in calling upon the Homa Bay Water Supply and Sanitation Company to ensure the hospital receives a steady and adequate water supply. The ongoing water shortage has severely impacted sanitation and patient care, raising fears of infections and deteriorating service delivery. The residents also voiced concerns over a malfunctioning sewage system located along the lake, which they say emits a foul smell and poses a significant health hazard to the surrounding community. Responding to the concerns, the Homawasco Managing Director Tom Nyonje assured residents that the matter is being addressed.
At Makongeni Level 4 Hospital, which was occasioned by road construction at that general area. So we've come, we've had a meeting, we've discussed all those 3 points. I've given them my assurance to see to it that we get resources to do this work.
There was lack of water in the Makongeni Level 4 Hospital. That was vandalized during the construction of the road. The MD has assured us that he will manage it by next week on Friday. Also the need by the community members, Simenya A location, they were in need of a water kiosk according to the manifesto of the governor, which was 50 meters from your own place.
Yenyewe hata ukiingia ndani utapata beds ni 2 tu. Mahali pa kuzaa unaweza kupata wale wanalala ni 3 tu. Tafadhali naomba serikali wa kwetu hapa ni county wakuje waangalie ama waongeze ama wajenge hata manyumba ili ionekane smart. Level 4 haiwezi kukaa kama ile dispensary.
Police officers and members of the International Police Organization Kenya will benefit from some free inpatient and outpatient medical services at a private health facility. This follows the signing of a partnership deal between IPO and the private health facility aimed at boosting services for officers and their families. Under the agreement, the hospital will also provide free ambulance services to expectant women.
We're here today to formally finalize an agreement between Life Care Hospitals and International Police Organization, helping our IPO members in the medical facility and services that they are offering.
It's my great pleasure to announce that today we're signing an agreement with the IPO, International Police Organization Kenya branch, where we as Life Care Hospitals are offering additional support to them and their members around healthcare orientation and healthcare services. They do a great amount of work with government organizations and the local populace.
The Murang'a County government is progressing with the construction of roads to ease the movement of people and goods in a bid to boost trade and overall outlook. Murang'a Governor Irungu Kang'ata, while launching the Gitugi Smart City Road project, urged residents to collaborate with the county government as it works to improve their livelihoods. Residents of Gitugi have lauded the county government's efforts, saying that they had faced many challenges due to bad roads.
Wakazi wa towns waliniomba hata wao wafikiriwe katika mambo za maendeleo, na tumefanya smart city program kwa kila constituency, na hiyo itafungua biashara katika market zetu na Murang'a yote iendelee.
Zile mabarabara zilikuwa na shida mingi, amefanya kazi na hata zimewekwa imekuwa na cabros ama zingine ziko na maram.
Mtu akiingia huku ndani ya manduka hata kuwa na matape kama ile ya kitambo, atakuwa mtu msafi na atakuwa akitaka kuangalia ni nini inauzwa huku ndani.
Members of the Ajuran clan of the Somali community in Isiolo County have joined their kinsmen in Wajir County in welcoming the recent nomination for appointment of former Wajir North MP Ahmed Abdisalan Ibrahim as Principal Secretary in the State Department for National Government Coordination, terming it a significant milestone for the minority tribe. Led by Abikar Mohammed, the pastoralists say this is the first time the Ajuran community was getting such an appointment. They've now committed to support President William Ruto's administration going to 2027 general elections.
Rais yetu ambao mtukufu ambao ametuchagulia kijana yetu leo, na tumeingia serikali baada ya serikali yetu tumejenga maka 60, tumebata leo tumeingia ndani ya serikali ya President Ruto. Kwa hivyo tunamshukuru yeye shukrani ni yake.
Sisi kama jamii tuko na yeye kutoka region zote za Northern Eastern zote, tunajenga yeye na tuko na yeye na tunatambua yeye kwa sababu yeye habagui wa Kenya. Kama ni maendeleo ameleta pande yetu zote, mambo ya barabara amejenga, mambo ya maendeleo ameleta, mambo ya batua tuko naye, kila mahali ametufanyia kazi mingi sana.
Sisi tunataka kuambia President tumeshukuru, na inshallah Mwenyezi Mungu akitufikisha hapo 2027 kama jamii ya Ajuran ambaye inaishi Kenya mzima, tutakuwa na yeye na tutakuwa na yeye 100%.
Now, the Cabinet Secretary nominee for Public Service, Human Development and Special Programs, Geoffrey Ruku, has welcomed President William Ruto's upcoming tour of the Mount Kenya region, emphasizing the significant progress seen in the region under his leadership. Speaking during the distribution of bursaries to students at the DCC grounds in Siakago town, Ruku, who is also the Member of Parliament from Mbeere North, emphasized the remarkable progress Mbeere North constituency has seen under the Kenya Kwanza administration. Residents from the region appreciated President Ruto for recognizing Ruku's leadership and nominating him to the cabinet position.
Hapa kwetu Mbeere North akague project zile ambazo serikali yake inafanya kutoka kule Kamata irrigation project, na pia tumuelezea kwamba ile barabara yetu ya Kuyali, Momenje, Kerie, Ishiara tunataka kwa heshima atuwekee nini? Atuwekee nini?
Your Excellency, siku ile utakuja hebu county, tafuta kukuja Siakago, tutakubeba, tutakuinua, tunakushukuru sababu kazi tunafanya ni ya maana. sababu kupea roko kiti ya waziri tunajua sio kazi kidogo.
In Kakamega County, a somber mood has engulfed Ikoli village in Malava constituency following the murder of a 73-year-old man over an alleged land dispute. According to the deceased daughter, Rose Ititi, a gang of unknown assailants stormed their homestead at midnight and killed the old man. One of his wives was injured and is in critical condition. It's alleged that the deceased was embroiled in a dispute with his brothers over ancestral land and had denied them access to the title deed. Ikoli Chief Moses Namutali has urged residents and the bereaved family to remain calm as police investigates the incident.
Amekatwa kichwa, mikono, kila mahali kama walikuwa nakata na kitu kama shoka. Pamoja na mama pia amekatakatwa, mama haongei. Tumechukua tu mama kwa haraka kumpeleka kwa hospitali.
Iwapo mna mzozo wowote, msitumie njia kama hii ya kuua wenzenu kama mnyama. Jameni, huyu mzee amekuwa very strong character na ameuawa katika njia ambayo ni tatanishi.
Kama watu wa Ikoli wanaweza chukua kitendo kama hii, waue babangu. Nimehuzunika sana. Mtu akikosa unampeleka sheria. Na baba alikuwa ameokosea nini?
Area yetu haina usalama. Tunaomba serikali ichukue hatua na tujue ni nini iliendelea.
Iwapo kuna yote mwenye ana habari kuhusu mambo iliyotokea, ajitokeze pole tu. Akuja tuletee huo uchumbe ama apeleke kwa ofisi ya DCI ili tupate kusaidiana kutafuta hicho kitendo.
Elsewhere, Malindi Deputy Commissioner David Lusava has called for concerted efforts to address the rise of juvenile criminal gangs and the killing of a section of elderly persons in the coastal region. Lusava expressed concern that some children barely in their teens have turned to terrorizing people with crude weapons. This even as he called for the protection of senior citizens who are often labeled as witches. Lusava further said there is need for divine intervention and community action to tackle these troubling trends. He made the remarks during the annual Thanksgiving Day Mass for uniformed disciplined officers and their families from Kilifi, Tana River, and Lamu counties.
Juveniles, very young children who are terrorizing people with pangas, but I pray and I ask each and every one of us, let us talk to these youth, let us give them guidance, because these are the leaders of tomorrow.
Teso South Member of Parliament Mary Emase has urged the area's sub-county police commander to set up a gender desk in all police stations to handle the rising cases of gender-based violence. Speaking at Alupe Secondary School while issuing bursaries, Emase alleged that some rogue police officers have been colluding with perpetrators to cover up GBV as innocent victims suffer in silence. Emase condemned the latest incident where a 16-year-old was defiled, taken to the police station, and allegedly forced by the law enforcement officers to shower.
Hii mambo ya dhulma kwa wamama, dhulma kwa watoto wa kike, hii Teso Kusini lazima itakoma.
And a section of Muslims in Rachuonyo, North Homa Bay County celebrated Eid al-Fitr in a unique way by taking part in environmental conservation activities. They organized a tree planting initiative as part of their festivities, emphasizing the importance of environmental sustainability. The initiative was led by the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslim SUPKEM Secretary in Homa Bay, Nuhu Masud Omolo, who cited the country's declining forest cover as a growing concern, emphasizing the need to integrate tree planting in celebrations such as Eid al-Fitr to promote environmental conservation.
Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of Ramadan, which we ended yesterday, and today it is our day to eat. So I call upon everyone to embrace peace. Let us honor all those people in authority.
Na kutokana na kupanzaji wa miti, hii ni kitu ambacho kwamba kiko bora zaidi kwa sababu miti kwanza inapeana mvua, alafu inapeana shade. Tunatumia kutokana na shade na maji. Kwa hiyo tunashukuru zaidi, isije ikawa ni mara ya kwanza, ya pili hapana, iendelee hivi kupanda miti na ushirikiano wetu sisi viongozi kama leader.
Coffee and tea farmers in Gatundu North, Kiambu County have decried high cost of farm inputs, which they say is hindering their productivity. Their concern comes despite government assurance of support through subsidies and input supplies. During an educational forum organized by K-Unity Sacco at Kamwangi, Gatundu North, the farmers said that the ongoing heavy rains could go to waste if not properly harvested. Additionally, traders in the area have petitioned both the national and county governments to review the cost of business permits downwards.
Kama ni fertilizer hatuna, ikiwa ni madawa imeenda juu sana. Kwa hivyo mambo mengine juu ya madawa na fertilizer ikikosa, kawaida hatutapata, mazao itakuwa ni kidogo, na hata hatutapata ile kahawa ambaye ni hali ya juu. Kwa hivyo hata ikienda huko sokoni haitapata ile pesa mzuri.
Changamoto sana ni fedha ni kidogo na za malipo za wafanyabiashara, so tunapata wenye wananunua wanasema fedha ziko chini.
And now in Busia County, a somber mood engulfed Bolanda village in the outskirts of that particular county as 3 brothers who perished in a tragic road accident at Mundika Black Spot were laid to rest. Richard Ogola, aged 40, Kevin Odongo, 31, and Brian Kakaya, 27, were coming from Bumala in Butula constituency, where they had attended a friend's funeral when their motorbike rammed into a speeding probox. Mourners led by Bishop Sunday Makongeni called on the Kenya National Highways Authority to fast-track expansion of Busia-Kisumu Highway to curb road carnage.
Nikashtuka watu wanalia. Nikasema nini? Najaribu kuweka masikio kidogo, nikaona shemeja anakuja mimi. Hati Juma. Nikamwambia Juma yuko. Ndio shemeja kaanza Juma afire. Hapo tu pia nikapiga nduru kwa nyumba, nikaanguka, nikaanza kulia.
Juma na Brian wameenda. Hakika nilianguka mara 3. Nikasema Mungu, ninakuomba uliye juu mbinguni nishike mkono, nifike kwa mtoto wangu Juma na Brani.
Kama hii barabara ingekuwa imepanuliwa, hatungepata ajali kama hizi. So nina appeal kwa Kenya, wapanue barabara ili kwamba jambo kama hilo likitokea unaweza kukwepa na uepuke ajali.
Religious leaders and human rights defenders from the Kenya-Palestine coalition have urged the church to stand with the Muslim community in calling for an end to to the war in Gaza that has so far killed over 40,000 people. Led by Reverend Moss Ntla, the clergy said the church must stand with the truth by calling out oppression meted against innocent lives in Gaza. The evangelist added that Kenya and other African countries should choose the truth over material benefits in seeking a resolution to global conflicts.
Until you see how Jesus framed the gospel as a gospel of justice and transformation for both Jew and Palestinian, and left us an enduring verse that says, God so loved the whole world that he gave his only son, not only the Jewish people. Even Jesus Christ was killed calling Israel to repentance. And so today there are Christians who say, never criticize Israel. To do so is to attract the punishment of God, and so on. So I think that is an error that is theological in nature, and I think the church would have to deal with that, satisfy itself about what Christ is telling us, and not listen, as we have done, to colonial powers interpret the Bible for us.
Education experts in the country continue to defend the competency-based curriculum, saying its full implementation will offer opportunities for learners to pursue what they are best at. Blessed Narok school head teacher Gidraf E. Kenya urged the government to address the challenges and misconceptions that CBC is grappling with. Addressing the media, E. Kenya also stressed the importance of mathematics as a core subject for non-STEM learners transitioning to senior school.
The country as well should embrace this system. Well, it has come with a bit of criticism, but it is good to state that it has more good than bad. If you compare with the 844, where some learners could just go a waste, CBC does not provide waste in human in terms of learner development, because all children are given an opportunity to excel.
I'm so excited because I'm going to visit China. I'm excited that we are going to learn their educational system, their culture, their language and everything else. Going to China, I will be going to learn Chinese culture, technology and also make good friends.
Still on that education beat, stakeholders in Migori County have called on the national government to clarify issues regarding the new student funding model, which has made it difficult for many students from low-income backgrounds to afford their education. They are now pushing for counties to be allowed to offer bursaries to ease the financial burden on learners. Speaking during a bursary disbursement event in Migori, where 26 million Kenyan shillings was allocated to 3,000 students, Nyatike Member of Parliament Tom Odege emphasized the need for the national government to clarify the new funding structure, stressing that students from disadvantaged backgrounds should not be left struggling without financial support.
Today we came to stand in solidarity with the MP for Nyatike and to compliment their efforts or his efforts as he distributes the bursaries to the schools, and also to see in which other ways we as a county government can participate to make their lives better.
We want our students to go to school, and apart from this bursary, I still want to urge our people that bursary might not be enough to see all students through school life. So as far as I'm concerned, we are only subsidizing. So those parents, we have given them bursary, they should try their level best that their kids are not chased away from school. There are some specific students, around 200 of them, those who are very vulnerable. We still have some small reserve, which will look at those cases so that they are not forced out of school.
The 17 mountain bongos that were safely repatriated from the USA seem to have adopted to the new environment. The repatriated bongos were donated to the government of Kenya by the Rare Species Conservatory Foundation in Florida, US, following decades of dedicated research and breeding since 1991. Meru Bongo and Rhino Conservation Trust Chairman John Kinoti said that the move aims to reintroduce and repopulate the species within the northern slopes of the Mount Kenya forest.
Bongo and Rhino Conservation Sanctuary repatriated mountain bongos from a Rare Species Conservatory Foundation in Florida, USA, grazed peacefully, seemingly having adapted to their new environment. The project, according to John Kinoti, Chairman, Meru Bongo and Rhino Conservation Trust, demonstrates the first effort in several decades of a public-private partnership, one of its kind in Kenya, that targets to reintroduce and later repopulate the species.
In this location is one of the best habitat for bongo, I guess, in East and Central Africa. And this is a place to be. This is where bongos used to be. And we've looked at history. The numbers of bongos in the world that were counted in 50 years ago, much of the population was in this region.
The project also intends to incorporate local communities to boost ecotourism by enhancing biodiversity protection throughout the Mount Kenya ecosystem.
Actually, in this project, participating with the community and everybody else to reverse this story of extinction.
And we hope they settle in quickly and start to do what they do best, which is breed and produce more bongos, so that we can eventually, within the next few years, start to release animals onto the broader Mount Kenya ecosystem to re-establish a healthy population of mountain bongo here in Mount Kenya.
Meru Bongo and Rhino Conservation Sanctuary sits on 250-acre piece of land at Marania and Mushene in Meru County and is part of Kenya's first ever conservation public-private community partnership and stands as a cornerstone of Kenya's National Bongo Action and Recovery Plan.
Artisanal and small-scale miners in Migori County have been urged to use protective gear to reduce the risk of contracting tuberculosis during TB during a health stakeholders workshop held in Migori Town, Migori County. Chief Officer of Health Mabel Chanzu emphasized the need for improved working conditions for miners. She said, in 2024, 191 TB cases were reported among miners, representing 10% of the over 2,000 TB cases reported across the country. Shanzu said poor health-seeking behavior among miners and stigma linking TB to HIV and AIDS has led to miners avoiding screening services. Washington Ocharo, a county clinician, stressed the need for outreach programs at mining sites to help identify TB cases through screening. The workshop, organized by the Impact Research and Development Organization, focused on the roles of miners' unions and community health workers in addressing the TB crisis at mining sites.
This is the only source of their livelihood, so they are looking for money. And because maybe they are lacking the equipment to use when they are doing the mining itself, then they tend to not to use any protective PPE. Even the environment itself may not be very conducive for them.
So we have challenges that are making us not to diagnose cases in these mines. Number one, there's limited cooperation with the leadership of these mines.
The county mining department, this challenge is directly to them because the inspection is not done on a regular basis. Reasons are obvious, or maybe understaffing, but we are requesting for those inspections. This time round, the rainy period, automatically, there must be challenges of collapsing of the results.
Learners from Homa Bay Primary and Junior Secondary School have gained valuable skills in science and mathematics through an outreach program by the Center for Mathematics, Science and Technology in Africa, SEMA-STEM. The initiative aims to equip grade 9 students with practical knowledge in sciences as they prepare for senior secondary school. Details of this and more in the County News Roundup.
Trouble is brewing in Siaya and Vihiga counties as residents demand the revocation of a gold mining license issued to Shanta Gold Company Limited. The residents are alleging the company took advantage of their illiteracy to hoodwink them into signing documents, okaying the company to take over their land for mining purposes.
Sisi kama wamama tumesema Shanda must go.
Hawawezi kuwa na consent zenye zimekuwa signed na mababu zetu walioaga kule nyuma, alafu wanadai ni sisi tulipeana.
They lied to the old men and women that they were doing registration for SHA. They lied to some of them that they were registering them for Inua Jamii. They lied to some of them that they were registering them for Give Direct and that their funds will be receiving money every month.
In Kisumu, mental health wellness champions want the government to fully utilize community health promoters to upscale mental health awareness creation at the grassroots level. This was the clarion call as Kenya joined the world in marking International Bipolar Day.
We have few experts in mental health illness, and they are spread mainly, you'll find the concentration is mainly in the urban areas.
Some of the illnesses like mental health, like bipolar, which can easily be treated in the hospital, ends up in traditional healers' hands or religious leaders' hands who cannot diagnose and know what specific cause of the illness is. And that means it delays treatment.
Separately, more than 2,500 children with disabilities from 17 schools across Kenya gathered for a day of fun at the Embu University grounds, where inclusivity calls were made.
We try to make sure that we embrace everyone because these children have got potential and capability to do things, and we want for them to realize their full potential.
And also I call upon even the government to continue empowering such institutions, because I think in Embu we already have a few schools and a few institutions which take care of these children.
Elsewhere, police officers and members of the International Police Organization Kenya are said to benefit from some free inpatient and outpatient medical services at a private health facility.
It's my great pleasure to announce that today we're signing an agreement with the IPO, International Peace Organization Kenya branch, where we as life care hospitals are offering additional support to them and their members.
In Kakamega County, lack of access to sanitary towels and undergarments has been attributed to increased cases of school dropouts in Mumias West. Some of the schools have been forced to rely on well-wishers for personal effects to ensure retention of girls in school.
Wengine wanatumia viraka au blanketi. Kama wamevaa leo, ikijaa wanatoa, wanaosha, tena wanatafuta lingine.
They are easy prey by both the young men and old men of this village. Not only, of course, I don't want to victimize border borders. Sometimes you find these girls at a very young age are impregnated by a family man.
Meanwhile, women-led enterprises have been held as key in unlocking business opportunities despite financing challenges. The government has been urged to invest in equipping women with the right tools, knowledge and support network.
Women contribute largely to the growth of the economy. Reason being, as the economy is growing and as times are passing, they are also bringing in their strength.
Nancy Okware, Sunday Express.
Past 1 p.m, due for a break now. Plenty more on the other side. Stay with us.
Great
Greetings in the name of the Most High, Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest. Each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice,
we have to do it twice.
Technology has become a crucial part of our society. Without technological advancements, so much of our everyday lives would be drastically different. As technology develops, it strives to fulfill the changing needs of society. This means that technology exists to help us achieve the things that we wouldn't be able to achieve without it. Take on Tech looks at the advantages and downside of technological innovation in a world that is becoming increasingly dependent on new digital technologies. Every Monday at 10:30 p.m.
Welcome back. Let's continue to inform you. And in West Pokot County, the county government has now embarked on coffee and fruit tree seedlings distribution to local farmers, a program aimed at boosting agricultural productivity and tackling high malnutrition rates in the region. The exercise will see the distribution of 106,500 avocado seedlings to be planted on 2,130 acres, 201,300 mango seedlings that will cover 4,026 acres, 231,089 coffee seedlings covering 231 acres, 10,000 citrus seedlings and 33,000 pyrethrum splits. Speaking after launching the program at Market County Fruit Tree Nursery, West Pokot Governor Simon Kachapin said the exercise will be held annually to enhance the county's economic status.
Kenya being one of them, is experiencing what we call climate change. You'll find sometimes it rains heavily, sometimes erratically, sometimes we have long droughts, etc. So this project has been established to mitigate climate change. You know, perennial crops such as mangoes, such as avocados, when they are established, they enhance food security.
Wengine walikuwa wanaenda kule Mount Kenya kutafuta hizi avocado na kahawa, lakini leo hii tunapata katika wilaya yetu ya kaunti ya West Pokot na kwa tunapewa bure bila malipo.
Ilifunguliwa factory iko hapa ng'ambo ya kahawa na ilikuwa inahitaji kahawa nyingi, na kwa sababu wametuwekea hiyo kahawa hapa kwa wingi, wakulima wa hapa kwetu wote watafaidika.
To some sporting action, and Kenya will head into the Singapore leg of the HSBC Sevens World Series this weekend, still in position 9 after finishing 10th in the Hong Kong leg over the weekend. Shujaa collected just 3 points in Hong Kong to accumulate just 18 points from the first 5 legs of the series this season.
Kenya's Shujaa, the national rugby sevens team, lost to South Africa 19-17 in the 9th place playoff to again collect just 3 points in Hong Kong, that being the 3rd time they have collected 3 points this season.
Cape Town and now going straight through the middle, and that is the class of this side. This time through Shilton Van Veek, who made a crucial...
They collected 3 points in the first leg in Dubai and again another 3 points in Perth. Their worst performance of the season so far came in Vancouver, where they only managed to collect a single point.
A beautiful step from Amaitsa.
Shujaa's best performance was in Cape Town, South Africa, where they finished 7th after thrashing Great Britain 32-17 in the 7th place final.
Amaitsa, can he get there? Yes! Incredible individual individual brilliance again.
Shujaa began Hong Kong well with a 19-0 thrashing of Spain, but lost their second pool match 12-7 to Great Britain. They went on to lose again 14-7 to France, dropping to the 9th place semi-final, where they beat USA 17-10 to book a date with South Africa in the final. That final didn't go so well for the Kenyan boys, who narrowly lost 19-17. Shujaa are now 9th on the table above Uruguay, Ireland and USA, and have 2 legs remaining to make a top 8 finish. That was their target at the start of the season. They are 20 points behind 8th placed Great Britain, going into the final 2 legs in Singapore this weekend and then Los Angeles on the 3rd and 4th of May.
But here's Patrick Odongo Okongo. You got to watch him because he is absolute wheels. Oh, good night. He's gone.
Argentina are closing in on the series title as they lead the way with 88 points, 12 points above second-placed Fiji and 14 points above Spain, who have dropped to 3rd on the table. South Africa, France, Australia and New Zealand are 4th to 7th respectively.
Kelvin Wanjiku was the overall winner of the Chairman's Pata Golf Championship held over the weekend at the Ndumberi Golf Club. The event attracted 120 players, the highest number of players that have ever played in a tournament at that venue.
Kelvin Wanjiku beat 119 other players to win the overall prize of the Chairman's Puta Golf Tournament held at the Ndumberi Golf Club. Nancy Wamaida was the standout lady player as she defeated her compatriots to win the ladies' title. Stephen Kiaro was the gross winner. Ben Juguna was at his very best also to finish behind champion Wanjiku as John Gitao walked home with a guest prize.
The course is good, and for the first time in history we have played 120 in this field. So this is a historic day for me, even for my sponsor. 120 golfers and 100 and other spectators coming around.
It was the first time a golf tournament at that venue attracted more than 110 players. The event follows last weekend's 5th edition of the Ndumberi Golf Club Patrons Tournament that was aimed at raising funds to complete the stalled clubhouse.
We have been doing our new clubhouse, and we are trying to raise some funds for completing the clubhouse. Our changing rooms are already done. As you can see behind me, this is our new clubhouse. We are trying to finish it.
Peter Mwai emerged the winner of the Patron Tournament with 45 points, beating Stanford Kanyoni and Timothy Kimari, who was 2nd and 3rd respectively.
The future is bright. I think even us, as we play good golf, if we don't have the future, our golf will just end like that. But I have taken that responsibility to have a foundation which is running, and actually I have almost 500 kids which I always support with whatever I get with my able sponsor to make them play golf. Golf is said is for a right, but it's not for a right. We give them free trainings without charging anything, lunch and everything, all logistics catered for.
Olina Njeri was the lady champion. Other winners were Stephen Kiaro, Peter Njino and Michael Karanga.
And that story now effectively puts a cap on what you had lined up for you this Monday afternoon. We appreciate you for your valid company. This has been Lunchtime News. I am Doreen Arange. Lensa Odingo has been our sign language interpreter. Good afternoon.
Eid al-Mubarak imetufikia.